Hey guys, here today to talk about one of my all-time favorite new discoveries, Hirokazu Kore-eda. He's a genius. From the three particular films I've seen of his, I know there's Shoplifters, which I know that's like considered, people maybe his best work. So I don't know why I haven't seen that yet. I need to get to that. But here, anyways, let's cover his big three. Um, so the first one he made is Maborosi in 1995, and I read up on him, and he really had an intense love for film ever since he was a kid. So like this is like a product of a man who just spent like his entire life devoted to this just one subject matter. So it really comes out through the visual storytelling. I mean, from start to finish, I would best describe the feeling of it as a enigmatic wonder the entire way through, a very down to earth wonder. I would say like it has a bit of a wonderland outlook on a very bleak and purely dark subject matter, and it does it in the most organically beautiful way maybe I've ever seen in a film. Just the entire way through, this is a masterful drama about what it is to face grief, death, and just to face the worst hell on earth you could possibly imagine. But then how a woman can kind of find herself and continue moving forward and impact other people along the way. And this is a story that shows all that. All of this imagery is just so beautiful the entire way through. And it just absolutely stings how delightful it is. I mean, it's very colorful. I would say very nature heavy, like a lot of color schemes, a lot of texture going on. Again, it literally kind of, to me, kind of foreshadows like the quality of like Paul Thomas Anderson films that come in the 2000s. This just in general gave me a very fresh perspective on things. I haven't really forgotten this film. Like, I think this is one of those films I think about nearly every day. I'm always carrying it. I was just thinking about the overall impact that it left. And again, I think that the imagery here is just so gorgeous. There's just this really unique kind of directing living in this, and the script is perfect. I mean, every single moment of dialogue, I'm just naturally compelled by its organic writing. Again, it kind of feels as organic as something Linklater would do, but this is just such an original film. And there's almost like this subtle kind of tension lingering over it the entire way through. Like, I really love films that kind of nail this particular tone. This is like where you kind of feel in the air that something bad could happen at any given moment. Even though everything kind of seems all right in the moment, you as a viewer kind of just know that something's about to come around. You sense it, but you don't know what it's going to be. It's like I said, this is a film. It's almost just so about moving forward in the face of hell that it kind of stirs something that's uncomfortably anxious in a sense. It's like, and then how that person can leave an impact on others once they've been through that. I mean, it's just really something else. It's like he's able to move forward no matter what. She's able to move, like he and both. Yeah, I mean the characters, but they all end up kind of moving forward in a really beautiful way throughout this entire film. And it's just so good. Like, this is perfect stuff right here. He's one of those directors who kind of like leaves this mark on me where when I watch it, I'm kind of just so in the moment of it that I don't even really think about it. How powerful it really is until the time is kind of washed up on it. Because I think that when I'm in the moment of it, I'm just not even really thinking about anything else. I'm just, and he's one of the best directors at just putting you right in the moment. Kore-eda is just really naturalistic, I would say is the best way I could describe it. And then we have in 1998 Afterlife. And, this just really might be up there as one of his best I've seen. So, I mean, it's up. I mean, it's hard to top Maborosi. This is actually really, really close in quality. It is the same in quality. This is just all going to kind of boil down to personal preference, and I'm still taking a lot of this in, as well as the film Still Walking. These are films that are just 5-star league films. I mean, they're amongst the greatest I've ever seen. So it's just genius that these exist. I'm stunned. It's just such an underrated film too. Because this film is kind of like it runs a lot of like contradiction. Like wanting to get to that afterlife place of heaven. Even though you really can't get there on Earth, but it's how characters kind of find their own way of getting there in their personal journeys in a lot of ways. It's kind of like this thing where like everyone kind of has this desire to have a certain dominance throughout, but there's like a fascinating, extreme fascination kind of found in kind of like they realize there's such a pointlessness to dominant energy in general. So that, and perhaps maybe kind of seeing that in a way is a heaven on Earth. This kind of just turn off dominant energy, just kind of be on an even flow of harmony. While everyone's in a room together. It can be a really beautiful thing, and this is just one of those, and also, of course, it's, with the title Afterlife, it's definitely dealing with things of death a lot, and just kind of like how the characters really ponder their lives, how they live their lives knowing that, like there is a certain eternity ahead of them. Um, there's just all kinds of just man, beautiful memories kind of laid out here too. And again, it kind of deals a lot of ways of just like having memories and just sort of like what you're gonna do in the face of those. Like, do those memories actually matter to in a spiritual sense to you? And if they do, it's almost like I think the film's almost asking about like where are you naturally going to live that more, and, rather than face some kind of hell. But yeah, this reminds me a lot of Ozu too. Like I really feel an Ozu kind of energy lurking in the kind of directing that this has. But yeah, I mean, you could do it. Like, yeah, this is just one of the best of all time. Then in 2004 he made Nobody Knows, and this is the earliest one of his I've ever seen. And I got around. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love The Last of Us. This one didn't hit me quite as strong. I think that there's just something maybe a little missing as far as like kind of like having that eternal like life to it, but it's still a beautiful film in the way that it gets into the characters and their emotional realities, like in the harsh world. I think there's a lot of humor and sadness simultaneously going into this one. And the attention to detail is just so remarkable, especially just just with all the characters and their layered layers of dialogue. You can really see that there's just something very unique about the flow of this overall impact. And then in 2008 he made Still Walking, and this is just a genius marvel from start to finish. Like, it literally to me gets better the more you think about it. Like, this is again just like his other two mentioned, like it just lives in you forever. This is one he made in 2008. This is just the most powerful, positive film amongst ever made. It's like a film version of listening to like a Stevie Wonder record. I really love how just loose this all feels, and just how well you can just move along though the entire way through with the dialogue, and it kind of has this message living inside of it of just having an attitude of life and just living on. And there's just a mystery living in this that's just so subtle, and you just never know where it's going to take you next. Like it's hard to even narrow these characters down. Like, I mean, they're all so amazing and powerfully impactful that I don't even know which one's my favorite. Like, it's just so hard to say. And again, it kind of further expands a lot of the humanism that directors like Yasuzuru Ozu would lay out. Although this is even looser, and it just feels like this. God, I love the story because it just stays grounded. Like, it feels like it should get airy, but it always stays focused and tight as like something Kubrick or Coen's would make. So it never just gets too airy in the end. I just feel like this is just a language completely of its own. I mean, I can't stop thinking about it, and I really can't wait to see these films again. I think his films just tap into something very spiritual for me. So it's almost like I can say these things, but it's just the way they live in me is the mystique living inside of these films, in a lot of ways. These particular three films that I've mentioned, because they just hit in such a personal way that I know I need to equip myself for. I'm almost looking at situations I haven't even faced yet, in a sense that he's like looking right at it in the harsh way. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that would feel like. So it's like he's bracing my in a lot of ways, but also like bringing the right dose of melancholy and just pure like positivity to live life to its fullest. I really do feel a certain spark just lives in the films of Kore-eda. So yeah, dude, beautiful director. These films are great. I know I need to see Shoplifters. I know it's a crime. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, great films. Awesome.